it was a key play, and it didn't work out. And he's still learning the position out there and right at Fenway. With, as Jemai was at, you kind of phrased it, the nooks and crannies. That's the perfect way to do it, especially at this crazy field. So hopefully it gets better. But it was a sloppy night, and that's where we stand at the end of this night. Just the disappointment of this team not closing out this series, and on top of that, just thinking about, okay, we want to buy in, but will this team allow us to do that? And too many times this year, they have.
Well, hey everyone. What you've been listening to is my latest thrift find. This is a Onkyo HT-R560. Yes, it's a home theater receiver, but I'm not using it, nor will I ever use it for home theater. I'm using it for 2-channel audio, stereo listening, eventually turntables and compact disc player. But I did it again. This is another Onkyo receiver that followed me home that I paid all of $1.99 for. And before the naysayers start posting about DSP chips overheating or blowing up or losing their connectivity, I'll just assure you, DSP is working just fine. It's not overheating. It's not going to overheat. Honestly, for $1.99, if it does overheat and blow up, I haven't lost anything except $1.99. Let me show you a couple of things you want to look for if you're thrifting for one of these receivers or a receiver in the same general class as this one. When you power it up in the store, you want to make sure that that speaker matrix comes on for A, for B, for A and B, you want to make sure that those come on. The other thing you want to look for is that little DSP indicator. You heard the clicks there, the regular relay clicks that you get in receivers like these. That DSP chip is located on a board somewhere towards the back of the receiver. I believe it's the back right. But all is not lost if this thing isn't working the way it should. You don't buy one of these receivers thinking you've got a ticking time bomb. You buy it because it's a good price, because it's a good receiver, and it's going to give you good performance. That's why you buy them. And you don't spend hours fretting over when's it going to blow up or when is the DSP chip going to stop working. Just enjoy it. I'll tell you, I'm enjoying this thing tremendously. You've got the regular tone controls. You've got the DSP modes. We'll switch through those. Full mono, FM direct, FM stereo, PL2X music. This Neo 6, I believe, is a DTS, and that's also part of the DSP. Orchestra, unplugged, all channel stereo, full mono. That's pretty much the gamut of them. If you're listening to sports talk like what I was just a minute ago, we go full mono. But it's a nice, clear, clean, neutral sound. I've got it hooked up to these Design Acoustics PS55s, the one with the ferro fluid cooled tweeters. Yeah, it's got HDMI inputs. No, I'm not going to worry about if the HDMI inputs have stopped working, because I'm not even going to be using the darn things. I'm just going to be using CD, auxiliary, tape. I'll hook those, I'll hook a turntable up through the auxiliary probably, and use a external phono preamp. But that's a quick tour of the receiver. No remote control, no big deal. I don't even need it because I'm going to be in a small room with this. And honestly, if I source a remote control, it's going to cost probably 12 times what I paid for this receiver, and no, I'm not going to do it. So there you have it. Nice little receiver, 130 watts. I believe that's by 7 channels. I'm only using it in 2-channel mode, so I've got just the front, left and rights wired up. That's fine. I just love the way these things sound. I love Onkyo products. They're tremendous bang for the buck. This thing cleaned up beautifully. It wasn't really a mess, but it just needed some TLC, and it went to a great home. Someone who can appreciate the workmanship that goes into some of these things. I know Onkyo as a brand has its naysayers. I've loved their products now for decades, and I don't know, I just think this receiver is dynamite. Take care for now.